Thank you very much for having me here for this interview. My name is Yu Zhang. I'm an assistant professor in the electrical and computer engineering at UC Santa Cruz. I'm one of the two instructors for the Cluster 6, Introduction to Smart and System Power. And yes, I'm coming here for your questions.
If you could teach everyone one thing about our relationship with energy, not just as consumers, but as contributors towards a sustainable future, what would it be?
Okay, that's an excellent question. I'm really glad that you choose that one for me. Usually we are sort of thinking about our relationship with energy as a consumer, right? But sometimes, or these days, we are more sort of playing like a very active role in the system. Right? Think about you have the energy storage unit at home, right? So actually energy storage can be considered as either a load, which is consuming power, or it can be considered as the generator, which is pumping power into the system, depending on if you are charging or discharging the battery, right? So which means that if there's one lesson I want to teach you, play smartly with your energy storage units so that you can reduce your energy bill, you can reduce the stress of the system. That is the one thing I would like to talk about.
Okay, next question. What's your favorite Richard Feynman quote?
Yes, Richard Feynman is one of my favorite scientists. I think once he said that, okay, let me read out his quote. He once said that I learned very earlier the difference between knowing the name of something and knowing something. So we really need to have a very in-depth understanding of something instead of just like those buzzwords.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then what renewable energy projects have you worked on in the UCSC campus?
Yeah, I joined UCSC back in 2017, or it's already quite a few years, 7 or 8 years. I've done quite a few projects together with my PhD students. Mainly is on the computational side of power grid, how to improve the computational efficiency, try to do some system analysis and algorithm design for our power grid, especially how to try to dispatch renewable energy generation, how to deal with the uncertainty, how to find the optimum set point more efficiently, these days trying to leverage the artificial intelligence and deep learning techniques.
Wow. Okay, next question. What first sparked your curiosity about your field, and how has that curiosity evolved over time?
Okay, good question. This should go back to around 2010, 2011, when I first joined my PhD advisors group back in Minnesota, University of Minnesota. Actually, my original background was not really on energy systems. It was on wireless communication systems, like the smartphones or base stations. At that time, my advisor suggested me to take a look at so-called smart power grids, which is next generation power systems. So he said that is going to be the future, especially if I'm interested in getting a faculty job. So this is essentially the very starting point of my career, focusing on energy systems. And then gradually throughout my PhD time and also my career as a faculty, yeah, I think lots of things have changed, especially these days with lots of more and more renewables into the systems. It becomes more uncertain, more not easy to deal with those uncertainty, and also we are trying to improve the system efficiency, reliability by incorporating AI and deep learning techniques.
Whoa. And then our last question, if you weren't doing your current job, what would you do?
Okay, also very good question. I'm not quite sure. I think most likely, as many of my fellows who also got PhD degrees or maybe master degrees, most likely I will end up with an engineer or software engineer doing some programming, coding stuff, hopefully with one high-tech companies, maybe with Google, with Facebook, with Amazon. Yeah, I think that's the most likely case if I'm not a faculty.